Absolutely. I wouldn't change it for the world. And the ups and downs, that's how college football goes. But it's been a great ride, and one more year is going to be great. No problem.
So for you now, as you enter your senior year, first of all, what's it like for you just going into this knowing that, this is it for you?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I think that sense of urgency, that sense of that I'm not going to get to do any of this again, is something that you really start to feel. All the things that you're not going to summer condition again, you're not going to lift in the winter again. It's kind of all coming to an end, and that sense of urgency, I think, makes it even more exciting for your senior year.
Where do you feel you've made the biggest strides this off season? Because I know a lot. Your teammates always talk about how astute you are as far as like studying the playbook and making sure everybody knows where to be. But for you personally, as far as your attributes and what you bring?
Well, yeah, I think you could go on and on about throwing out routes or throwing slants or anything like that. But I think the biggest thing is probably just experience. I don't think you can quantify that or tell how much it does for you, but having a season under my belt, having a season being the starter and a spring being the starter again, and just that continued experience, I think it makes you more and more comfortable, and the more comfortable you are, the easier it is to play at your best. So that's something I think that's definitely helped me.
And then as far as the summer goes, how have things been going as far as like the workouts and then just getting yourself into that rhythm of preparing yourself for this time?
Things are going really well. We've been able to get a lot of extra work in with the receivers and the tight ends, and just trying to continue to detail things on the offensive side of the ball. We just finished our workouts yesterday, so we'll break for a couple days and start camp in a week or so. And I think we had a really productive summer. We definitely took a step forward, but camp's a really important time for our team, being such a young team. So we're all looking forward to that.
When you look at the offense in general, is there anyone in particular that maybe we're not talking about today, but say by the time November comes around, we're all going to be thinking, well, how come we weren't talking about them now?
I don't know if there's anybody that pops out individually, but that group of tight ends has done a really nice job for us. And when you're replacing a guy like Marvin, I think you got to spread it around a little bit, and being able to add in those tight ends to the throwing game and get maybe one or two of them in at a time is something definitely I think we're going to try to take advantage of.
How much of a role do you feel the short passing game is going to be for you guys in this new offense?
I think that's one of the definite upgrades. I think Coach Davis brings a pretty extensive shorter passing game, and it's something that we've always tried to do, that balance between deep and short and then run plays. You want to be able to balance all three of those, and that's something we're definitely going to be able to do well.
How do you feel he's kind of made as far as his transition now that it's been a few months?
I think he's settled in. I think he's having a blast. Taking a year off, I think he's having a lot of fun now. I know I'm having a lot of fun with him, and I've got the chance to spend a lot of time with him, and it's been a great ride so far, and I think we're all looking forward to working with him this fall.
Did you ever find yourself at all during this offseason, reaching out to some of the other quarterbacks that had played for him before at Texas and getting...
I mean, not really, no. I got to see a lot of film of those guys, and I think the one thing, he made me feel so at home right away that it was something that I got really comfortable really quick. He's a guy who could see a stranger on the street and have a 10-minute conversation with him, and I got that sense immediately, and I think everybody did, and it's something where the comfort level was high as soon as I met him, and it's only grown from there.
Now, when you're watching some of that film, is there anybody in particular that you're trying to emulate at all yourself? Like, you try to ever be like a Vince Young or Colt McCoy?
I'm not going to ever compare myself to Vince Young because I represent him in no single way. Colt McCoy was obviously a great throwing quarterback. Major Applewhite was a great throwing quarterback. Watching those guys and how they operated in the offense has definitely helped me.
And as far as you mentioned not having Marvin around, but now with guys like Keenan, Cavante, how much would you say that they've elevated their games?
I think absolutely they've taken that next step forward. They realize that their big brother Marvin's gone, and it's kind of their time to be the leaders outside on each side of me. And they've done a really nice job this summer and spring of taking those younger guys even and helping them along the way, and really just getting their stuff done. So those guys have done a really nice job for us, and we know they're going to continue to do that this fall.
About the offensive line, the guys that you got up in front of you, what are your thoughts on them entering?
We're going to have a good group as usual. I think that's going to be the case as long as Coach Ferentz is here. It all starts with James. James is as good as it gets, I think, and having him anchor that group, we could put 4 guys from the street in there. I think he'd give them to block some guys, and I think all the guys really feed off of him. He's definitely the anchor in there and can pull everybody together. So we'll be fine in the offensive line.
In particular, too, the one guy I guess kind of stands out is Brandon, because now he's got the responsibility of playing left tackle, which is where Riley had been the last few years.
Yeah, I think Brandon has shown signs from the very beginning that he's a good player, and he's going to have a great year. We all have total confidence in him, and got to get his feet a little wet last year, and he's ready to go. He's a mammoth of a man, and we'll do a really nice job back there. Did a really nice job in spring, and he'll just keep growing up as we go.
And then I guess my last question here for you, with regards to the running game and running backs, what have you seen out of them that you really, I guess, seem to like as you go into this year?
Well, I think anytime you have a younger group of guys, the competition is extremely fierce. I mean, Damon and DeAndre basically took all the reps in spring, and we'll add a couple new freshmen to the mix this fall, and it's going to be a healthy competition. But anytime there's that competition, a good guy is going to come out of it, and whoever it is, we know that they'll be prepared and ready to go.